Hi everyone, this is Mindy Maisel with World Vision, and I am with Jeremiah Kubanya, who is the area manager here in Somalia for World Vision. And I know I've gotten a lot of questions on this trip about what it's really like to work in Somalia and some of these high-risk areas. So I was talking to Jeremiah yesterday when we arrived, and his story is absolutely fascinating. First of all, I just want you to kind of describe where we are right now, because this is not only where you work, it's also your temporary home.
Thank you. This is Garowe City, World Vision office, and we are on Al Nasser Street in Garowe City, which is the capital city for Puntland state of Somalia. And our compound starts there. This is what we call the guest house, and our office compound is just right next, so it's 20 meters to the office from the guest house. That's the living place and the working place.
Well, what's fascinating is when you tour around with World Vision through parts of Africa, you see these kind of concrete metal walls that are established around the premises. It almost feels like you're in a compound. Now, this is not just something World Vision does. This is fairly typical where people live. Many people have these kind of walls around their homes. But Jeremiah, to come and have to be surrounded by a wall at all times of the day and then be told it's not safe enough for you to leave in the evenings and to just hang out in town, do you feel kind of claustrophobic at times?
Well, there is a challenge in that there is a limitation on space, on movement to only very necessary, and knowing what we are here for, really it's an inconvenience that one can take so that we are able to keep all factors checked, we're able to do with the communities, and then we don't also open up ourselves to issues like insecurity.
You're doing a great job, but I want to show people kind of where you live. So let's go on inside and see if we can take a quick tour. Get out of this window a little bit. So basically, we're in the guest house right now. We're going to go upstairs to where you guys are having us stay as well. I'm here with a photographer, and we're telling some of the stories about what World Vision is doing here in this area of Somalia. But Jeremiah, this is your home away from home. You don't even live here in Somalia. You actually have a home with your wife and your daughter in Nairobi. But you come here for 6 weeks at a time, and then you go back home for about 10 days. You get to see your family, but you're gone for a whole long time. We were talking about what a sacrifice that is. I mean, 6 weeks away from home is a huge amount of time. And you gave me a great example, and you said, you're doing something similar to Jesus. So tell me this analogy.
Absolutely. I think when we look at this analogy with Jesus, he had to go to the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and that gave him strength in his ministry. And that time for reflection also helped him to understand the will of God in his life. And for us, we will do the 6 weeks in the field. It's a time that you really sacrifice a lot, all the comfort of home, all the support that you would get from home. But knowing that you're coming here to deal with people who are in need, they need somebody who can do what we are doing. And if at this point it is my turn to contribute to their well-being by following in the footsteps of Christ, who was a refugee at one time, he was an alien, and he was in so many situations, and he said, if you do that to me, if you do that to those people, then you do it as unto me. So that drives our sacrifice. And for everybody who's here, you have an innate desire to help humanity in need. That brings satisfaction, even with the inconveniences of being so far away from home. And they're welcoming, so you feel like you have a home and a family around this side, together with colleagues and everybody else. So we are able to do the 6 weeks with grace, looking forward, counting the days up and down until the last day when you go home and meet up, link up with your family before they forget you.
Well, and you do it with such grace, but you're also quick to point out that you got Jesus topped, because you do 42 days here in the compound, and you count down every single one of those, and Jesus did 40 days in the desert. So very good work. You guys are doing great. Let me just show you where we are real quick. This is kind of the living quarters here in the guest house where they hang out at night and do all their work. Like I said, they can't really leave the premises here because of safety concerns. After 5:30, there's a curfew. So this is the lounge. This is where we've been doing most of our work in the evenings. This is where we shared our meals. This is where they basically eat every single day. I wanted to show you where we're staying because we get questions about, are we camping out? Are we staying in guest houses? This is the room they've provided me, which is actually very nice accommodations. I want to show you the bathroom real quick because I've had a few people ask me, am I even getting a shower here in Somalia? Answer is yes. That's my shower. No shower curtain, but I do have a shower. So yes, we are nice and clean out here. A lot of times aid workers end up having to stay in tents and using buckets instead of showers. I haven't had to do that yet because that's the cutoff for me, whether I'm having a good day or bad day. Real quick, Jeremiah, I want to tell folks who are back home a little bit more of your story, because not only are you working here and sacrificing, but you're about to expect another baby in your family in just a few weeks. He's having another child, and you'll probably go back home to Nairobi for a little while. So I just want to say congratulations to you. You've been doing such a great job for us here. Huge sacrifice, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's absolutely fascinating to think of an addition in our family in the next few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to being home and wait for the arrival of the baby, and also give support to my wife and our 2.5-year-old daughter. That's also part of what I think about in the moments when I want to connect back home and talk to them on phone. Luckily, we have excellent telephone network here, so we are able to talk home as often as we are able, and I do that without fail every day.
We can't wait to welcome in our newest addition to the World Vision family. Thanks so much for your work. And if you'd like to come alongside us and even see more of what we do, we encourage you to go to our website. It's wvi.org.